Formula One calendar. Welcome to the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps for today's practice session.
Okay, we'll alter the setup of the car. That's the fastest lap since best lap so far is a 1 minute 52.7. Nice job.
In the 48 races held at Spa between 1950 and 2015, the race winner has only started from pole position on 16 occasions. Qualifying yesterday may have set the order for today, but expect the unexpected here at the Belgian Grand Prix. As the saying goes, of course, anything can happen. And you know what? It usually does. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high-quality racing as well. Simply put it, there really is no place quite like Spa. Anthony Davidson is alongside me in the commentary box to take you through all the action today. Now, it's a closely matched field here in Spa, Ant, so where do you think we're going to see somebody make a difference?
If they're as close as we're expecting them to be, especially through the midfield, then being able to keep the front tyres in good condition could make the difference. You always lose a chunk of downforce at the front when you're in the turbulent air of another car, which tends to cause understeer, which in turn causes front tyre degradation. Now, too much damage there could force an early pit stop and put you at a slight disadvantage, so the drivers will want to be careful not to be too aggressive early on in the Grand Prix.
Okay, remember to brake early for turn 1, as the pack's going to bunch up. There's plenty of runoff if things get too close.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Nico Rosberg will start his silver arrow from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen and Ricciardo, Bottas, Massa, Perez and Nico Hülkenberg, Alonso, Button, Romain Grosjean and Sainz, Kvyat, Gutierrez, Rio Haryanto and Kevin Magnussen, Wehrlein and Palmer, Marcus Ericsson and Felipe Nasser starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Fantastic. You've won the Grand Prix.
Brilliant stuff from Red Bull today. What a superb victory. Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. And the credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
And I can see now the drivers are making their way out. We need Red Bull fighting at the front. They do an incredible amount for Formula One. And that's another winner's trophy heading back to Milton Keynes. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. It's a good result for Max Verstappen, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I'm going for someone who really punched above their weight here today, and that's Felipe Nasser. He was fantastically quick through the whole Grand Prix.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It's a good result for Max Verstappen, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Max Verstappen. When I was his age, I was just jumping into single-seaters for the first time. The fact that he's here in Formula One and putting in performances like that still amazes me.
On to the constructors then. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.